Welcome back to another episode of the SML Creepypasta Iceberg, and I won't lie, it's getting rather monotonous at this point. We saw and covered most of the good stories in the first video of this series. We had a couple good ones in part 2, and even less this time around in layer 3. I'm thinking about ending this series either this episode or the next one, and then afterwards making a video where I cover Bad SML Creepypasta instead. For now, let me know which one you'd prefer. And let's get into the third layer of this iceberg. Let's hit it off with our first entry of layer 3. This was the only dark web SML creepypasta I could find for this video, so I decided to read it, because dark web creepypasta are a staple of the genre, which is strangely absent from SML creepypastas. The author is getting back into SML after not watching for a very long time. The last time they heard anything about the show was when the characters became puppets. The author watches some new videos, but decides to go check out some of the old videos, such as his favorite series, CHEFPEEPEE Quits. After he finishes, he says that the series is just as good as he remembers. He then starts watching SML animations on Newgrounds, but none of them scratch the itch he has for SML. So he decides to look on the dark web and see if there's any SML related things on it, to which he finds a video titled Cody's Last Stand, which he decides to click on and give a watch. He opens the video, and for the first few minutes, it's Cody just walking down the street. The video is animated, unlike the usual SML animated style, I might add, and Cody looks almost somber. He continues walking for 4 minutes before he arrives at Junior's house. This is clearly the point of the video that it's supposed to start. As Cody meets Joseph at the door, they greet each other, and then Junior opens it and lets them in, shortly followed by his iconic, "So guys, what do you want to do today?" Cody pays Junior absolutely no mind as he sits there, scrolling on his phone. Junior looks offended and tells Cody to stop ignoring him. Cody continues to scroll though, continuing to ignore Junior, so Junior calls Cody's mom a pig. Just before Junior can start talking to Joseph though, Cody flies off the handle. He begins insulting Junior and going on a tirade, hitting Junior with insults that seem just a little too far for modern SML standards. The brutality of the insults ramps up as Cody goes on, insulting Junior for a full minute on end before he stops. The three just sit there for what felt like an eternity, but in reality was more like 30 seconds, before Cody pulls out a gun and just fires at Joseph, ending him on the spot. The author desperately tries closing at a full screen, and it doesn't work, as within the video, it shows Cody doing the same thing to Junior. Cody's form begins morphing, first into an entity which is wearing a suit, then into a full-on demon, before Cody starts dragging the corpses of Joseph and Junior back to his house, and throwing them into a fire. With every corpse tossed in, someone begins screaming. First, it's Lavelle, as the Joseph puppet is thrown in, then Logan with Junior, and after both of those puppets are burnt, finally Chris starts screaming too. Cody begins throwing more bodies around his house into the flames as well, until the entire house is fully engulfed in flames. The video ends, finally disabling full screen and allowing the author to click off and delete the file, with him vowing never to go on the dark web ever again. And that was the pasta. It was definitely a dark web pasta through and through. The idea of somebody going on the dark web and finding something gruesome is present, and so is the distortion of a childhood memory to be scarier, and this one just so happens to be SML. It's fine for what it is. We don't know who made the video, or even what was happening in it, and how it had the voices of Chris, Logan, and Lavelle in it. But why dwell on it when there's no logical answers for these questions? This one is kinda short and not very good, so I won't stay on this one for too long. Marvin goes to the door after the bell is rung, and it's Goodman, there for his house payment like usual. Goodman demands the house payment, but Marvin snaps at Goodman, screaming, "No! Get off my property!" And then he slams the door. But before he does, Goodman says, "Then you will pay with the blood of your loved ones." Later that night, Goodman returns and begins picking off Marvin's friends and family one by one. He starts with Bowser, ending him with a Then he bashes CHEFPEEPEE on the head with a frying pan, knocking him out instantly. He goes for Jeffy next, ending him gruesomely in a way I won't describe here. Afterwards, he takes out Rose, her, which is really weird if you didn't watch the last episodes, because it's really common for Rose to end that way in these. Like, this is the third time it's happened. Black Yoshi tries to stop Goodman, but he gets taken out by his own but before Goodman runs up on Junior and his friend's room, and he takes them all out in increasingly gruesome ways, returning to end Marvin. But he finds Marvin and the now awake Chef Pee-Pee with Black Yoshi's pointed right at his head. They fire, and then celebrate, only for Goodman to rise back up and deliver on his promise, ending both Marvin and Chef Pee-Pee with the they dropped while they were celebrating. Goodman then loses his life from blood loss, leaving a horrible scene for Brooklyn Guy to discover when he arrives. I thought this creepypasta was fine, maybe like a 3 out of 10 at absolute worst. It's like, okay. It's at least a bit more creative than most of the other Rampage creepypasta, with Goodman actually having a motive to do what he did this time, well, other than not having chicken or something equally stupid. At the end of the day though, it's still a Rampage pasta, which are only shock value. The only unnerving parts are the gruesome ways the characters lose their lives, which even in a well-written pasta isn't really compelling, creepy, or mysterious in any way. And those are the main things I look for in a good creepypasta, so yeah, not really my type of creepypasta. The SML movie starts with Junior and Joseph making mom jokes about Cody. This time, they seem more hateful though, actually mocking and jeering him rather than just poking fun, and they don't stop after Cody begs them to. Cody just screams at them, then he leaves. The next day, after Cody has cooled off a bit, he invites Junior and Joseph to go to the Grand Canyon with him and his family. The author notes that Cody still seemed a bit off from yesterday, but it was really nothing different than usual. They arrive, and as Cody is standing there looking down into the canyon, waiting for the others to join him, he hears a giggle as the duo walk up in pig costumes. Cody, in pure rage, grabs Junior and throws him into the Grand Canyon. A loud edited-in thud sound effect plays, and moments later, the video is cut to a Junior plush that was almost completely ash. You could tell that it was Junior, but it was incredibly charred. The video cuts again to a decomposing bug-infested Junior plush, before cutting once more to Cody and Joseph blankly staring ahead, directly into the camera. One last cut, and it's back to the shot from before, this time without Junior. Joseph yells at Cody, before sprinting away, as Cody blankly walks back to his car. Cody goes to bed that night, still not having said a word since in the video, and with a transition scene, the window opens, and Joseph creeps in with a mallet. He lifts the mallet over his head and brings it down on Cody, a loud crunch sound playing. For the second time, we cut to a Cody plush completely ripped in half. Another cut, and the Cody plush is decomposing with bugs inside, just like Junior. It's clearly the same shot as the one with Junior, yet darker, as the Junior plush is visible in the background, completely buried in dirt besides the head. Joseph returns home, but as he walks down the street in silence, mallet still in hand, an entity appears behind him and suddenly walks in from the background. The entity is clearly a normal person in a black garb, no skin showing. Their head is obscured by a hood, but as the entity grabs Joseph, with Joseph still not reacting, it flips him around, looking him in the eyes, and takes off its hood. Its face becomes visible, and it's none other than Logan. Just as Joseph tries to say something, Logan grabs the head of the Joseph plush and twists it, coming clean off with a sickening snap sound edited in. It cuts again back to the same shot, a decomposing Joseph plush in the foreground, and this time, both Cody and Junior are buried in dirt behind it. The scene transitions to the hooded figure of Logan. He digs the shovel into a pile of dirt, lifts it out, and then drops the dirt onto the pit with the plushes. There's clearly something below the plushes, though it's far too dark to see what it really could be. The video ends as Logan drops the shovel on the ground, grabs the camera from the person who was filming, and the video ends. The SML question pops up. What would you do if you accidentally hurt someone you loved very badly? Funniest comment gets a trip to the Grand Canyon. I edited this pasta a lot, so consider that my rewrite of this pasta. Most of the stuff wasn't in the original, as the original was pretty badly written, no offense to the author. I'm sure they'd agree with me if they looked back on it now. If you really want to read the original, as always, it's on the CreepyPasta.wiki, though I wouldn't recommend it as it basically goes the same, with less writing, and instead of the ending I wrote, Joseph just ends himself with a rusty knife after his friends are gone. This is presumably a troll pasta where Chef Pee-Pee gets hit by a ball from Junior playing a game, and goes on a murderous rampage. It's clear from the way it and the sequel are written that they aren't genuine, because the writer does weird things for a creepypasta, like adding a pop quiz in the middle, and at the end, he does something, well, I guess it's pretty typical of creepypastas that are badly written, and writes a letter to Logan about the gory video, who just tells him to watch more SML to cure his trauma and nightmares. It's pretty funny, but it's not a good pasta, and I wouldn't give it a read if I were you. The author is woken up by his buzzing phone. Opening it, he sees a notification from SML, a new video titled Jeffy's Final Mistake. The author clicks the notification and decides to watch it before they head back to sleep. Starting up the video, they hear the familiar voice of Jeffy, who's hungry, so he goes downstairs to see what Chef Pee-Pee is making. Chef Pee-Pee is cooking gross food like always, so Jeffy starts making messes and eventually he throws Chef Pee-Pee's food onto the chef's face. Chef Pee-Pee just stands there for a bit after this, looking mortified, kinda just staring there. But as Jeffy walks away, his eyes turn to Jeffy. Jeffy goes outside and joins Junior, Joseph, and Cody, but he looks back towards the window and catches a glimpse of a figure before it ducks behind a corner. Junior mentions that he's hungry, so they head inside to get some food, but they find no Chef Pee-Pee there. They all start searching for Chef Pee-Pee, but then they hear a loud scream from the bathroom, and they find the Cody puppet torn apart, with clearly fake blood on it. Regardless of the blood being fake, it was still disturbing as Logan rarely used fake blood in modern SML, so this was an unexpected sight. Junior and Jeffy sprint downstairs, coming across the Joseph puppet, also destroyed in a similar fashion to Cody, yet more disturbing, as the Joseph puppet is missing features and seems like some parts are different from the normal Joseph puppet, like plastic eyes, and it's littered in this mess of cotton, fake blood, and what looked like beef thrown in for good measure. The two still living puppets speculate on who could have done this, ending up on Chef Pee-Pee. They decide to go see if Marvin can help. They go up to the red couch and find the cotton from Marvin, Rose, and Braxton all mixed together, with cloth eyes and pieces of clothing in the mix as well. Jeffy looks over and Junior is missing. He rushes out the door and cuts the corner only to see Junior, the puppet being fully torn in half and placed on the floor. He turns around to see Chef Pee-Pee, who attacks Jeffy in a gruesome way, leaving him for dead as he goes back downstairs, now to cook in solitude. In classic creepypasta fashion, the video is almost instantly deleted the moment the SML question pops off the screen, and the author is unable to find any record of it or anyone else seeing it. And this one's fine. It's able to maintain the suspension of disbelief, as this one could probably happen. Like the secret door video is way worse than this one, and that's a real one. But other than that, it's just a retelling of I'm Sorry Chef Pee-Pee with a slightly different story and Jeffy as the catalyst instead of Junior. How many SML fans have seen an eerie and unnoticed SML video that is quickly deleted right before they stop watching? Apparently, quite a few. We start the video with the author and their friend Gordon looking to watch lost SML videos. Gordon knows about a few because of his YouTube channel, where he posted leaked videos before they were supposed to release, and videos that were never planned to release at all. Gordon had a friend who archived lost SML videos as well, but he had one video that would always get taken down whenever he posted it, titled The Black Couch. The thumbnail was odd. Instead of reading more and telling you why, I'll just show you. Yeah, this one ruined my immersion, I'm not gonna lie. It's too on the nose in my opinion. But back to the story. The author and Gordon finally get the courage to click on the video, starting on the red couch with Marvin and Jeffy screaming at each other like usual. Jeffy pulls out a catapult and launches the couch into the ocean. Oh my goodness, man, what the hell? Mario goes to the furniture store after his unfortunate catapult incident and ends up buying a black couch, which is a far cry from the red that we're all used to. The scene transitions to the living room, with the couch set up, practically every SML character sitting on it, commenting about how comfy the couch is or how much they love it. But eventually, Junior gets up and goes to the kitchen. He gets woozy and passes out while downstairs, waking up hours later sitting by the couch. It's pitch black and nobody is there, but as he walks around the room, he finds a puppet woman who appears to be no longer with us. That is, until she gets up and starts shambling towards him slowly. He reaches the couch and hides in the cushions, but is suddenly dragged in by something else, ending the scene, flashing the telephone pole on the screen with a missing poster for Junior. The next night, while Jeffy is sleeping, the same thing happens to him, a hand reaching from the couch and pulling him in. It cuts to a serene black and white field with trees, Jeffy sitting in the field looking peaceful, while the camera lingers on him for what must have been 20 seconds, before once more it cuts, this time to a black void that sort of resembles a house, except very dark, obviously. Same thing as before, flash of a telephone pole with another missing poster attached, this time for Jeffy, After the flash of the poster, a towering creature with 2 axes takes Jeffy off screen, and moments later loud screams begin emanating from the distance. The cool imagery doesn't last long though, as the creepypasta ends on a very bad and poorly written note. What happens is the characters just pull on each other and then begin shooting, taking out every single character, including Bowser, Rose, CHEFPEEPEE, Brooklyn Guy, and many more. The lights flicker, and the couch disappears back to the furniture store, presumably looking for more victims, and ending the pasta. It was fine enough, I guess. At least the story reaches its end point, and it was kinda creative, especially with the serene field scene. I was gonna work on a rewrite for the video, but then I realized I'm just supposed to be giving my opinions on these, not making them better. So I didn't bother. But yeah, the fight scene near the end of the pasta comes out of nowhere, and completely wrecks any vibes it was building up to that point. Just watch the Glider remake instead, which has been playing as I read this. It's scarier, has some actually funny bits, and doesn't have the dumb ending, plus it respects your time more than this 20-paragraph long creepypasta. Everyone was telling me you forgot the most important one in the comments on my first video, so here it is, the one you've all been waiting for. I've covered this entry around 5 times in my over 24 videos at this point, averaging to about once per 5 videos. So who better to cover this entry than my past self? Spooky from the horrors of the SML community video, take it away. SMLWiki is a big SML parody site, filled with creepy and unnerving imagery. The main landing page of the site has a pretty macabre image, the 2 SML houses, and disturbingly, Marvin sitting on piles of Clicking on the old house will lead you to a disturbing minigame which will always lead to Lance finding you, and either you escaping or getting taken by him. Deciding to backtrack and explore Marvin will lead you to a character page. This page of the site goes into unnerving detail on the and or new forms that these characters take after the catastrophic event that happened in the lore. Take the main trio for example. Junior is now a grotesque creature who will do nothing but gaze blankly at people. Those who return his gaze have a feeling of uneasiness and dread, almost as if his eyes are a messenger of upcoming doom. And most importantly to the lore, Junior is said to have the face of God. Cody has become a warped abomination of a hand made of flesh emerging from his midsection. The hand calls to people. Those who come close are pulled within and assumedly kept alive but in constant agony, with Junior's girlfriend, Penelope, falling victim to this. The last of the trio, Joseph, is an SCP-096 style entity who mainly sits in the corner and cries until confronted, to which he will get hostile and attack. He supposedly first when inserted into a microwave in 2017, most likely meeting the ultimate fate back in Superpowers 2. After reading about that, we can proceed to the new house, and the final area to explore of the main landing page. It's a cast page this time. Reading up on the faces behind these characters, some, like Lance, met the ultimate fate, making a deal with a deity and becoming cryptid-like monsters with godlike powers, while the others, like Logan, are deceased. The lore of the site is that Logan was basically a deity to these characters, but he met his fate while in surgery, and this site adapts the Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures time loop into newer SML. Every loop always begins with an event known as Imbalance Day in the lore, the day Logan lost his life, and always ending with an event where a rogue clone of Jeffy destroys the heart of the SML channel, briefly setting everyone free before their hell soon begins again. I do like the amount of ambiguity and mystery the site provides. Most of the lore took diving down to hundreds of pages to figure out. Definitely explore the site if you've got the guts. Watch out for jump scares though. A video is uploaded to a channel with no videos or subscribers, titled Logan Sendoff 1. The video is clearly older, from the old house era in fact, and has some severe distortion in the video, audio bugging, and even cutting out at some points. And the video itself shows damage. It starts with Logan and Lavelle filming, clearly laughing and joking as they chat, though we're unable to hear. We can tell that they're having fun. Logan wearing those goofy looking shades you see here, and grinning. At one point, the smile drops from Logan's face and he nods after something Lavelle says, the only intelligible word being filming, as the video distorts slightly. Logan gets up and Lavelle follows, Logan talking about something, only occasional single words being parsable. Only one full string of words is able to be deciphered without trouble. Are we famous? Giving the video the name the archivers know it by. Logan and Lavelle leave the house. Outside, Logan picks something up, a gas canister, as the duo head back inside. Logan starts pouring the can out, dousing a small pit cordoned off from the rest of the house in gas before lighting it. The scene cuts to a crude SML scene filmed above a flame pit, the camera shaking and the characters' voices sounding uncharacteristically panicked for the time, likely from filming above the flames. Bowser is screaming, yelling about people copying the SML channel, before Logan's hand reaches out with a lighter in its grasp, and he lights the plush ablaze, causing Lavelle to drop it and yell at Logan. Next it cuts to Junior, yelling about something unintelligible, but you can hear the word copy, before the flames suddenly rise up and catch the Junior plush on fire, Logan dropping it into the flames and grabbing his hand in pain. He motions Lavelle to follow as they get a new Junior plush. Lavelle shuts the door behind them as they go in, a grave mistake which would cost them dearly. It cuts again, Lavelle holding the camera as Logan desperately tries to break the door down, the camera shaking as Lavelle gets closer to the door and begins slamming his body into it in a vain attempt to escape the now out-of-control blaze. The camera is dropped as more yelling can be heard, though nothing is intelligible. The video ending on a more modern SML question, not even being a question this time, it just says, "They made me do it, it had to happen." A video was uploaded to the same channel, again, the next day, simply showing a photo of Logan in the video for a few minutes, with the SML theme song playing in the background. The photo distorts as the theme goes on, young Logan morphing into current Logan over the course of the song, but about halfway through, once Logan is fully transformed into his older self, he begins morphing again, this time transforming into a distorted and monstrous version of himself, his features distorting and growing, before the video ends with a very simple SML question. Who is he? This is another one I had to rewrite for entertainment's sake, mainly because it was pretty bad at the start. Even the guy who I got this entry from just skimmed over it in his video as a joke. Link to his channel in the description, by the way. I tried to keep some aspects of the original intact, and add my own spin on things, like Logan and Lavelle being possibly replaced after a bad accident or something of that caliber, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, the video's done. That was a good one. Sorry I couldn't get anyone on for this video. I'll try to get somebody on for the next video. Who do you guys want to see? Drop it down below, and if you guys, get enough likes, I'll see if I can get the person on for the next video. Right now, I'm thinking maybe getting somebody else to return. Maybe I can hit up Yoshi or something. Maybe CK, if he wants to hop on. But yeah, I might not want to double dip if you guys have an actually feasible person I can get on the video. Somebody who I could reasonably get into contact with. Like K-Films, Lightside Scott, anybody like that who's around my size and I'm already, well acquainted with, friends with, then, yeah, I'll try and get them on the video. If not, I'll probably just bring back Yoshi or CK if they're down. But, anyways, I'll be seeing y'all later, and, thanks for checking out the new episode. Peace.
Throwing deuces, give me pieces, you can be my peace of mind, thought we had